Okay, so you've been looking into dissociative disorders, and we wanted to dive into that a bit today.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. You send over those sources, and it really highlights this idea of, well, a disruption.
A disruption, yeah, like in how everything normally connects, right?
Yeah,
Consciousness, memory, who you feel you are.
exactly. Emotions, perceptions, even your sense of your own body or how you move. It's like the integration isn't quite seamless.
And we're going to focus on three main ones today: dissociative identity disorder, dissociative amnesia, and the third one.
Depersonalization, derealization disorder. Bit of a mouthful, that one.
Right. So the plan is basically to figure out what makes each one tick, the core differences, without getting bogged down in jargon.
Sounds good. It's helpful to see them as different ways the mind might disconnect, often when things get overwhelming.
Okay, let's kick off with dissociative identity disorder, or IDDIE. The big thing here seems to be having like two or more distinct personalities.
That's the core idea, yeah. Or sometimes it's experienced more like being possessed, different states taking control.
And it's not just feeling different moods, is it? It's more profound.
Much more. These different states, or alters, can have gaps in memory for what the others did or experienced. We're talking about forgetting everyday things, important personal info, or even traumatic stuff.
Gaps that are way beyond just, oh, where did I put my keys?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it has to cause real problems, like distress or trouble functioning day to day.
And you mentioned something really important, the cultural context.
Crucial point, yeah.
Right.
In some cultures, experiences that might look like dissociation are actually accepted parts of, say, spiritual practices.
Yeah.
It's not automatically a disorder.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's ADI. What about dissociative amnesia? The name kind of gives it away, right? Memory loss.
Right. But specifically, it's an inability to recall important personal information. Again, more than just ordinary forgetting.
And often linked to trauma.
Very often, yes. Exposure to traumatic or incredibly stressful events seems to be a common trigger.
And there are different types of this amnesia, aren't there? You mentioned 5.
Yeah, the patterns can vary. There's localized amnesia where you can't remember anything from a specific time period.
Like a total blank for Tuesday afternoon, for example.
Exactly. Then selective amnesia, maybe you remember some things from that period, but not others, like bits are missing.
Okay.
Then generalized amnesia, which is much rarer. That's losing memory for your entire life history, who you are, everything.
Wow, that's intense.
It is. Then there's continuous amnesia, forgetting things from a certain point forward, up to the present. And systematized, which is specific categories, like forgetting everything about one particular person.
Huh. And what was that other term associated with it? Fugue. Dissociative fugue.
Ah, yes. That's a specifier for dissociative amnesia. It involves apparently purposeful travel or bewildered wandering, combined with the amnesia about one's identity or past.
So someone might just leave town and not know who they are for a bit.
Sort of, yeah. It's quite a profound break.
Okay, fascinating. So the last one, depersonalization, derealization disorder. This sounds different again.
It is. This one is about persistent or recurring feelings of detachment, either from yourself or from the world around you.
So depersonalization is feeling detached from yourself, like you're unreal or watching yourself from outside.
Exactly that. Like you're an observer of your own thoughts, feelings, or actions, not really in them.
And derealization.
That's when your surroundings feel unreal or detached, like the world seems foggy, dreamlike, distorted somehow.
But, and this seems important, you still know it isn't actually unreal. Your reality testing is okay.
Precisely. That's key. You know, these feelings aren't objectively true, but the experience itself is persistent and causes significant distress or problems functioning.
Right. Okay, so just to recap quickly, DID. Multiple distinct identities, memory gaps between them, dissociative amnesia, significant memory loss, often trauma-related, beyond normal forgetting, depersonalization, derealization, feeling detached from self or reality, but knowing it's a feeling, not objective fact.
You nailed it. Those are the core distinctions we wanted to pull out.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, how complex our sense of self, memory, and reality actually is. Things we usually just take for granted.
Absolutely. And, you know, while these disorders clearly cause suffering, they also sort of highlight the brain's incredible, almost bizarre ways of coping when faced with extreme distress. It finds ways to disconnect.
Yeah, the mind's ability to adapt, even in ways that seem so disruptive.
It really underscores how subjective our experience of reality can be, and how the brain can actively reshape that perception as a defense mechanism in a way. It kind of invites you to reflect on the whole spectrum of conscious experience.